Is the splash of romance worth it? Well, I tried the splash of romance on my most recent Virgin Voyages cruise. I'm going to give you a little overview of what's included for the price. At the end, I'll tell you if I think it's worth it and how to figure out if it's worth it for you specifically. While it's called the splash of romance, you don't have to be a couple to enjoy this, but there are some elements to it that is romantic, but not necessarily. All right, now get into some of the details. The Splash of Romance is an add-on to the cruise, and it is capacity controlled to 90 packages per cruise. So don't wait too long to purchase this, or you will miss out, and then you have to wait to see someone else cancels their package for you to be able to snag it. The price for this is $250 per cabin, and it includes 2 people. I'll break down the approximate value of each section that is included, so we do a calculation at the end. And keep in mind, this only applies to the first and second guests in the cabin. So if the third and fourth guests don't get these benefits, well, except for the first one, priority boarding. Everyone in your cabin gets that, regardless if they're the first, second, third, or fourth guest. Basically, with this, you can be the first person to board the ship. Instead of waiting in a long line, you even have a special waiting area inside the terminal in the AC instead of waiting outside in these long lines, which was very nice because I'm not a fan of the heat. And usually I stay up late to do online check-in anyways till midnight, so I get the earliest boarding time. But with the Splash of Romance, I didn't have to do that. But regardless, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to get on the ship as soon as possible because I want to enjoy every second of that cruise. So when you're in this waiting area, it's very nice, plenty of seating, and the only people that board before you are the people with the Deep Blue Extras and the Rockstar rooms. What is also nice is that the fact that you're already in a terminal, you can connect to the ship's Wi-Fi and go ahead and book up those events like fitness classes, cocktail making experience, the bar hopping event, etc. This way, you'll get them before they book out. There's really not an option to purchase this separately, so there's not really a value to this, numerically at least. And you can assign to this whatever you feel that early boarding is valued at. This next benefit actually does have a value assigned to it. And this is the daily cold press juices. This can be ordered every morning at the Gin and Tonic Bar. You have to do this before 11 a.m. And it's roughly $9 per juice. And again, it's for the first 2 people in the cabin. And each person gets 1. So basically an $18 value per day. Also keep in mind, regardless of length of the cruise, this package is a flat $250. So longer the cruise, the greater the value. So on a 4-day cruise, this is a $54 value. On a week cruise, it's a $108 value. And on my 5-day cruise, it was a $72 value. Now, I can't review this specifically because I totally forgot about the juices. I meant to try them. I'm not going to lie and say, hey, they're great juices or they're bad juices because I never tried it. I'm not going to lie to you. That's one thing you'll find out about me. I will be honest. The third benefit is you get 2 3-hour spa passes. And this is just like it sounds. You get 2 spa passes. And each of these are a 3-hour time slot. If you leave, you can't get back in to use the rest of your 3 hours, maybe later in the day or the next day. You have to use it all at once. It's a 1 3-hour time slot. So you might as well enjoy it. Once you get aboard the ship, you have to go to deck 5 midship. You gotta go to the back elevator / stairs to get there. I recommend doing this as soon as you get on the ship to be able to reserve your time slot and have the most choices as possible. There's tons to do here. They have a cold plunge pool, bath, a regular pool, hot and dry saunas, heating towel area, which feels great on my back when you lay on it. They also have a mud room. Not a full plunge mud room like you see on Suits, but a partial body scrub. But it's more of a body scrub. And lastly, they have a hot tub. All of this was great, and I'll definitely do this again. However, the one thing I didn't like about the spa is the hot tub was small. There's only 1 of them, and it's barely enough to fit 2 people, and you're like really up on each other at that. So it's great for me and my wife. Then I felt the whole time that I was hogging the hot tub. So there's only 1. 2 people could fit. And any other thermal suite I've been to on a cruise, it was bigger, like on Carnival, Princess, Royal Caribbean. Assuming the ship had one. Not all ships have one, but they have it. It was bigger. That's the only thing I didn't like about that. But aside from that, it was a great experience. Okay, now from a value perspective, what is the monetary value on this? Well, it was $59 for a port day and $79 for a sea day per person. And we're going to do this on a conservative side. So it's roughly a value of $118 for 2 people. We're assuming we're going to do this on a port day So rather underestimate the value than overestimate it. The next benefit is the Aphrodisiacs. On my 5-day cruise, it was delivered twice, and it was a variety of truffles on one day, and another day it was a rose and Aleppo pepper with some glow flakes macaroons. Both of these were delicious. And they had an option to order more. I would have definitely done so. Now, are these actual like aphrodisiacs that do that what you think they would do, make things a little more romantic? I mean, I'm not sure if these believe they actually work. I'm not a big believer in aphrodisiacs. I believe it's more so of a mental thing to make you think that you're in the mood and it gets you in the mood. Anywho, not going to go off in too much of a tangent, but the next perk of this Splash of Romance package is the exclusive sail away party. And it's supposed to be like what it sounds. You have a special party for sail away just for these guests. But on my cruise, this was not offered. Fortunately, they did have an alternative to this, an exclusive cocktail hour. This was held on the perch, which is in the top back of the ship. They have live music there, which was pretty relaxing. You have the sunset. And of course, they had unlimited drinks. It did get a little crowded as people started to show up for this, but we got there when we first went to open, then we left a little bit before it closed. It was like an hour or two window. I don't recall exactly, but they served 2 drinks, sangria and prosecco. And I took advantage of this because this happened to be on Scarlet Night as well, and I wanted to pregame and save up on my bar tab because all this was included, so you didn't have to scan your wristband to use some of your bar tab. It was just, if you could grab it, you could drink it. The last benefit for the Splash Romance is Shake for Champagne. And again, it sounds pretty straightforward because mostly it is. You have an app on your phone, the Virgin Voyages app. You shake it, you're supposed to get some champagne delivered to you anywhere you are on the ship. But I seem to have bad luck with ordering things on ship via an app because I was on Princess a little over a year ago, and I did a little ordering app on there, try to get drinks delivered to me. And just before that cruise, they had released a new app. So I had issues with that app. It was very buggy, very difficult to order. I had ordered several times. Same thing with Virgin Voyages. The day before my sailing, or should I say the morning of, they released a new app. So it was very buggy, had a lot of issues. I had to try to do that Shake for Champagne like 8 times before it actually worked. But once we finally got it to work, it took about 15 minutes for our order to be delivered to us. It was a bottle of Moet. We did this at the dock house, ordered some Greek food at the same time as we did Shake for Champagne, and arrived perfect timing right next to each other. So we had some bites, a bottle of Moet. Overall, it was a great experience. I would definitely like to do this again. Especially if you're a champagne person, you're going to love this. All right, so overall, we love the package. I think that was very clear. But this is the value breakdown. Because it's one thing to enjoy the package, it's another thing, is it economically worth it for you? Or should you get something all separated? So first, priority boarding. I'm going to rank this as priceless because you can't book this alone. You have to either have a Deep Blue Extras, Rockstar Room, or Splash of Romance package. So the value is $0 there. Just again, I'm going to underestimate rather than overestimate. The juices on my cruise was a value of $72 for the entire cruise. The Redemption Spa Thermal Suite, again, I'm doing it on a port day to keep the price lower. It is $118. The Aphrodisiacs, I'm going to say $20 because you can order a box of truffles for $20 on this cruise. So that's the kind of the closest match I could find. The Shake for Champagne, if you order it separately, it's $105. So that's the value here. And the cocktail hour, again, let's say it's like an hour or 2 event. I don't recall exactly which one. But let's say you had 2 drinks, which you had 1 drink before you get there and 1 drink before you go, which I don't think is unreasonable. And let's say it's $10 a glass. Again, I'm keeping things on the lower end. So $40 for that. Bring the total value of this package to $355, and you only pay $250 for it. So it's a great value. It is simple to see. However, I'm going to stop you right there because not everyone uses all these benefits equally. So you have to do the math for yourself and kind of adjust it to see if it's worth it for your situation. So for example, I'm going to adjust this price based on what I did. I took a full advantage of the cocktail event and had about 6 drinks. My wife had 3. So at $10 a drink, again, I'm lowballing it, it was a $9 value. Cold pressed juices, we were reducing that to $0 because I didn't have any, nor did my wife. We forgot all about it. So the value came out to $333 is what we actually got out of this. So there you go. That's how you do the math. To do that and see if it's worth it for you, at the end of these kind of review videos, I always like to do a would I do it again section. And here we go. Would I do it again? Maybe. Personally, I'm not a big fan of champagne. While it was fun to do so, it was more of a gimmick for us. So I probably wouldn't want to do that again unless it was included in a package like this. So if I were to purchase it separately, so I'm going to check the $105 cost to it. So the total value was $228. So I would be willing to be able to pay the $20 difference for priority boardings. I really did like the spa. I liked everything else that was included, so I would do it again. The Moet probably wouldn't if I were to purchase these separately instead of part of a package. But again, you can see the value is still there. Even if I take out the value of the Moet, $22 just to break even to get priority boarding, yes, I would definitely do it again. But let me know, is this worth it for you? Why or why not? And tell me, what does your math look like? And lastly, if you like Virgin Voyages, I have tons of Virgin Voyages content. It is my personal favorite cruise line. I have ship tours of the Valiant Lady, as well as the Scarlet Lady, and a bunch of reviews breaking down everything that this cruise line has to offer. So I'll see y'all again very soon. Just pick which video you want to watch next. The last benefit of Shake for Champagne was the splash of romance. Overall,